Hi everyone! Today we're making a foolproof banana bread that everyone just seems to love so much. This is one of those recipes that just stays with you. You keep coming back to it time and time again. So many things to love about this recipe. It satisfies that sweet craving without being overly sugary. You can use up bananas that are going brown and that you never know what to do with anyway. It's soft, but also quite dense and filling. It's simple and quick to make. This recipe is also free of gluten and refined sugar. I don't think you can go wrong with this one, so let's make some banana bread. I'm gonna start off by preheating the oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. Next, we need to talk about the bananas. You're gonna need overripe bananas for this recipe. The kind of bananas that have brown spots all over them and are starting to get soft and mushy. The cool thing about this recipe is that you can use frozen bananas as well. Just make sure they're completely thawed out before you incorporate them into the batter. If you're like me and you freeze your bananas at their peak ripeness, they'll be perfect for this banana bread. If regular yellow bananas are used, your bread might lack some of that banana flavor as well as sweetness. It may also not turn out as soft as it would otherwise. Now let's prepare the pan. For this recipe, I'm using a 9 by 5 inch steel pan. I'm going to line the center with parchment paper. It's a good idea to keep the sides a little bit longer so it's easier to take it out when it's ready. All we have left to do is grease the exposed sides with a little bit of coconut oil. You don't actually need to overgrease your pan because the bread will have oil in the batter, so it will serve as a protection from sticking. In a bowl, begin by mashing 4 medium ripe bananas with the fork until creamy, but there's still some visible chunks in there. Okay, this texture looks about right. Set it aside for now. In another bowl, add in 3 whole eggs, half a cup of melted butter, and whisk everything until smooth. I've used coconut oil for this recipe before, as well as ghee, also known as clarified butter, and those turned out perfectly as well, so feel free to substitute as you see fit. Next, in goes half a cup of toasted coconut sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and about 1 tablespoon of full-fat coconut yogurt. The coconut yogurt in combination with baking soda that we're going to add later is going to help the bread to rise and get more soft and fluffy. You can use Greek yogurt or sour cream as well, or if you want to learn how to make your own coconut yogurt, which is what I'm using today, check out the detailed video I've made in the description box below. I'm going to whisk everything until all ingredients are well blended and sugar starts melting. The mixture looks quite dark due to toasted coconut sugar, but I love using it in place of regular sugar because it adds more toasty caramel flavor to the bread. It's very similar in taste to brown sugar, so they can be used interchangeably. Lastly, we're going to add in the mashed bananas. In a different bowl, whisk together 1 cup of almond flour, 1 cup of fine brown rice flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. I'm also using half a teaspoon of cardamom. I think it's such an underrated spice and I love combination of bananas and cardamom. Cardamom is actually a part of ginger family and it's often described as a cross between eucalyptus, mint, and pepper. This banana bread is very customizable. You can add some cacao and chocolate chips and turn it into a chocolate banana bread. You can add pumpkin seeds or poppy seeds, cinnamon and ginger. I think so many things go really well with it, but today I'm keeping it really simple. I'm just adding a little bit of cardamom powder because I want it to be all about the bananas. Now add the dry ingredients into the wet and begin folding the batter to incorporate all the ingredients. Try not to overmix it. Folding it gently should do the trick. Now it's time to transfer the batter into the prepared pan. I'm adding whole pecans on top instead of mixing them into the batter. They will be nice and toasty when the bread is done. You can also use walnuts or the combination of the two. Bake for about 50 to 60 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. The only way to know it's cooked through in the middle is to use a trusty toothpick test. Insert it in the middle and if it comes out clean, you know it's done. It smells incredible in here, but you need to let the bread cool down a little bit for about 15 to 20 minutes in the pan. before you pop it out and continue cooling it on the cooling rack. When you get it out of the oven, it's technically still cooking, so try to be patient. Use this time to make yourself a delicious cup of tea or coffee. I think serving it warm with butter on top is hands down the best way to eat it. I also really love it warmed up for breakfast with almond butter on top for a little extra protein to keep me satiated for longer. You can store this bread wrapped at room temperature for a couple of days. To be completely honest with you, in this house it never makes it past 2 days. But if you want to enjoy it throughout the week, make sure you transfer it into an airtight container and keep it in the refrigerator, or you can even slice it up and freeze it to be enjoyed later. I really hope you give this recipe a try, and if you do, please leave me a comment below and let me know how it turned out. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.